everybody, I'm Jen Sapola, the Program Manager for Healthy Foods for Healthy Kids. I am here at the Bayard School Garden, borrowing their garden for today, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about seeds. Maybe you've requested seeds from us in the past. Maybe this is going to be your first time requesting seeds from us, or you're just a gardener interested in learning a little bit more. When we send you seed packets, you may notice they have our instructions right on them. And sometimes it'll say that you can plant it directly in the garden. Sometimes it'll say you can plant it in a container. So I just wanted to go over a little bit about the instructions and how to plant your seeds. So the cool weather crops that we grow in our school gardens can be planted in mid-March. These crops are frost tolerant and they are quick to grow. So some examples of things are lettuce and spinach and chard and herbs like dill and parsley and cilantro, things like that. Peas and carrots are also good in the spring. And if you wanted to grow cool weather crops in the fall, you could do that also, and you would plant them in early September and get them in the ground. And they also can handle a little bit of frost, so you'll be able to harvest them into November and maybe even early December. So these seeds can be planted either in small containers like little pots, or in window boxes, larger containers, or they can go directly into the ground, into a raised bed like this, or if you have a garden that's just directly on the ground, you can plant there as well. You just want to make sure you mix some nutrients in, like some compost or things like that. Okay, now you've requested seeds from us and you have your seeds. What's next? So next you're going to want to plant your seeds. So you can use a trowel. You can honestly use your hand as well. So I'm going to put some gloves on. So the seed packets that you get from us will have instructions on how deep to plant your seeds. It's really important that you follow the directions on how deep you plant seeds, because each of our seeds only have enough food and energy stored inside to grow a certain depth up through the soil until they get more energy from the sun. So if you plant your seeds too deep, they may not grow. So the way that you're going to plant them is either digging a little furrow by going back and forth with a trowel, or you can use your finger and make a little hole to drop your seeds into. You can do this in the pot, you can do this in the window box, and then you would drop your seeds in. Now, when you have small seeds, you can sprinkle some seeds around. When you have larger seeds, you're going to want to place them in the hole. Just know that if you sprinkle seeds for things like lettuce, as your plants start to grow and get larger, you may have to pull out some of the plants to thin your row so they actually have room to grow. So how do you plant your seeds? Let's talk about how we would plant our seeds in this window box planter. So we are going to choose lettuce seeds, which are very tiny, and they only need to be planted 1/4 inch deep. So you can actually estimate that. If you take your pinky and you squeeze the end of your pinky, it's only 1/4 inch. So the easiest way for lettuce seeds is just to make a little line. So you're gonna just dig a little furrow using your trowel, or if you wanted to use your finger, just draw a line. Doesn't have to be very deep, because again, these are only getting planted 1/4 inch deep. Then for these tiny seeds, we're gonna sprinkle them. So you're gonna put some seeds in your hand, just a little bit of seeds, and you're going to sprinkle, sprinkle all along the furrow. You can take your gloves off for this point if you're having a hard time grabbing them. And then we are just going to gently cover our seeds. So we don't want to press down, and we don't want to put too much soil on top, because again, 1/4 inch is not very big. So we're just going to take our trowel and cover them up gently, just so they get a little bit of soil on top. And then the next thing you want to do is water your seeds. You want to water your seeds immediately after planting so that they can get the things that they need. So they'll have the cotyledon, which is inside a seed, has the food and energy that it needs, but they also need some water. So we're going to water our seeds just so that our soil around the seeds is evenly moist. And you're going to continue to water your seeds daily, especially if they're in a container. The smaller the container, the more often you need to water. So just check your soil every day, and if it looks dry, add more water. So when your seeds are just starting to grow, their roots are not yet formed, but eventually they're going to sprout or pop up out of the soil, and their roots will be longer. So if you have an irrigation system in your garden, that's when you'd be able to switch to just using that. Okay, then the root structure is established and they're big enough to get the water from your irrigation system. And as you can see, as our plants grow, so do our roots. So this is from an arrow garden, which grows in water, which is why our roots look so clean. And you can see the massive roots on this plant. So imagine in the soil how far and wide these would reach, so your irrigation system would do a nice job. So back to our arugula plant. This is arugula, which is a leafy green. It's delicious, has a kind of peppery flavor to it. But here's a fun fact about arugula. So if you break off a piece of the leaf and you smell it, it kind of smells like peanut butter. And the students in our partner schools love trying this out and seeing if they can smell and if it smells like peanut butter to them. I love gardening and plants because you can always find interesting things. So this plant that I hadn't shown earlier with the baby roots, this is actually kale. And kale is interesting because it's a biennial. So kale you can plant in the fall, let's say, and you can let it overwinter and it will continue to grow, and then in the spring it will still be growing, and then in its second year it will flower and fruit, which is pretty cool. Your harvest the first year is definitely going to be larger than your harvest the second year, but you will definitely get some kale leaves. Kale can be so versatile. You can make salads out of it, and my favorite, kale chips, seasoned with some ranch seasoning. They're delicious. So enjoy testing out and growing all kinds of new vegetables. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out our website, healthyfoodsforhealthykids.org, and check us out on other social media like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Happy planting!